Nation, what's good? It's your boy Tate in the building, one of the know-it-alls. Obviously, you know that. I'm here today to discuss no more NFL draft prospects. You recently saw a show the homie Big G did talking about a quarterback wide receiver combination. He had Denzel Boston, wide receiver, and Drew Aller, quarterback. Both great players. I like Denzel Boston a lot. I like Drew Aller a lot. His upside, potential talent, and stuff like that. Well, today I'm here to talk about my quarterback wide receiver combo, not in that order, wide receiver quarterback combo, because the wide receiver will go first in both instances, and his and mine. And then you get a quarterback with one of the little later picks, day 2 picks. Before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, hit notification bells. Even if you don't watch, hit notifications. Be notified when we're doing something because we're always doing something. Get a membership. We got memberships, backstage content, all 22 films, different stuff like that. Be sure you tap in there, check it out. We got different levels of membership. We got no sum. We got, is it no more and no all? That's me. That's Tate. That's the VIP membership. It costs a little more, but hey, I'm worth it. But no, it's just different levels. You still get the same content from everybody. It's just different levels of commitment. I guess they felt like me and Mod and BG talk like I'm the face is probably deserving of, more money. But anyway, let's get started here. The first player I want to talk about is wide receiver Jordyn Tyson out of Arizona State. 6'2", 200 pounds. Really good receiver. Makai Lemon, USC's in the Big Ten now, so he was definitely probably the best wide receiver. I believe Arizona State's in the Big 12 now. Just to read a brief description about him, he gets open, period, which means period. He gets open. Comps have him compared to a CeeDee Lamb type. We know Mike McCarthy drafted CeeDee Lamb when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. Tyson has pro comps to somebody like CeeDee Lamb. 6'2", great route runner, physical at the catch point, good after the catch, just like CeeDee Lamb, really great after the catch. A lot of herky-jerkiness to his game. I'll read the rest of the description, watch the Kansas State tape, and count how many times he just erases corners with a shoulder fake and a snap at the top of the route. So, He's like I said, that's the herky-jerky part, right? He's good off the line of scrimmage because he's quick, he's sudden. He freezes the DBs and then gets by them. So I like that. He's a nasty route runner who sails vertical before breaking underneath. Defensive backs bite on stems constantly because his speed out of breaks looks the same at every level. So I mean, you don't have an idea what route he's running. When he's running, everything looks the same. That's a big thing when a wide receiver trait is to sell everything as the same thing. They don't know if you're going to break in, break out, go vertical, come back shoulder. So those are big things with wide receiver. As far as the Pittsburgh Steelers go, I think this is a big part. He was coached at Arizona State. Arizona State's wide receiver coach is former Steelers legend Hines Ward. So he would know already. He's been coached under Hines Ward for the last 2 years. I think he would understand the work ethic. Maybe not the Steeler culture, though I'm sure Hines Ward's talked about him. When I played, it was like this because Hines Ward played at 2 historic programs, one being Georgia in college, one being the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I believe Hines Ward getting hands on him, touching him, showing him the way. No Diddy to touching him. But, have an effect on the young man's being molded as a wide receiver. So I like that aspect of it. He probably would be my second wide receiver. I like Makai Lemon a lot. With Makai Lemon, I see a lot of Amon St. Brown, a lot of JSN. But just because he's a little bit smaller, he's 5'10", Denzel Boston 6'4". I like him a lot too. But Tyson 6'2", 200. In between the two, probably the best route runner of the three. Though Makai Lemon is a good route runner, But I like Denzel Boston. If he falls to 21, you definitely take him. You run that card up there. If he gets past 14, say he gets to 15. Excuse me. Say he gets to 15. I think the Steelers, you trade up because you got to get a guy. We can no longer continue to neglect the wide receiver position. I hear talk about and my co-host, Big G and Mod, got Steelers taking offensive linemen, stuff like that. Not that I don't like it. Look at the amount of draft capital the Steelers now haven't wasted, but have used on the interior, right? We know we got 2 first-round offensive tackles. Troy Fautano last year, Broderick Jones the year before that. We got Zach Frazier in the second round. We got Derek Harmon in the first round. We got Keanu Benton in the second round. We've been upping our big status, right? We got Mason McCormick in the 4th round. We got Y.A. Black. I believe he was in the 5th round last year. So we've been investing in bigs, and we still can invest in bigs just later this time. It's time to address the positions that play in space, to address the wide receivers, address the cornerbacks, the safeties. We need skilled players in this draft. So I'm looking forward to hopefully the Steelers getting. Now there's 4 receivers I take in the first round. And they all won't be there, obviously. If one of them is there, I take one of them at 21. If the one I really want falls to 14 or 15, I trade up to get Jordyn Tyson. The only one I'm waiting on is Denzel Boston, and word on the street with my co-host, Big G and Mod. If he runs a 4.4 anything, he's going before 21. So really like this guy too. Mod talked about him earlier today on Unbiased Opinions. It was a lot of diabolicalness going on in there, as Big G would say. I saw somebody talk about getting Alex Pierce. I like Alex Pierce. Big G likes Alex Pierce. Alex Pierce, why pay $22 million, I think what Alex Pierce is going to command for a wide receiver when I can get Denzel Boston or Tyson on a rookie contract? I mean, the only free agent wide receivers I would take, on day 1 or day 2 would be Romeo Doubs or Juwan Jennings. And they probably would be 2, 3, or 3 in Juwan Jennings' case. I like both those guys, but I really like Jordyn Tyson. I really like the idea of getting a wide receiver in the first round. I really think Jordyn Tyson can be a guy. And so I'd like to see that happen as far as that goes. Like I said, coached by Hines Ward. I have his stats right here. Let me pull his stats up. I have them right here. Last season, he had 61 receptions, 711 yards, 11.7 yards per catch. So he's like, he can get intermediate, those short routes and stuff like that. I think part of his numbers was down because Sam Levitt got hurt towards the end of the season. Cost him some production. He was hurt for a couple games last year. 8 touchdowns with a long of 57 yards. So big fan of Jordyn Tyson. He doesn't have the NFL pedigree. He has professional athletic pedigree. His brother, Jordyn Tyson, is a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA. It's my favorite basketball team. I watch him a lot. He's a first-round pick last year as a rookie in the NBA. He came out the University of Cal. I believe both the kids are from Texas also. Grew up in Texas, so, Ma will like that. They're definitely competitors and come with that athletic background in that fight. So, like Jordyn Tyson. Now I'm going to move on to my quarterback. And I've been talking about this guy for the past 6-8 weeks easily. And like I said, I like Drew Aller. I like the upside of Drew Aller. I like the potential of Drew Aller. But if we're talking about just pedigree, right? Cade Klubbnick out of Clemson, they had a down year last year. A lot of quarterbacks had a down year last year. A lot of them are going back to school, too. I think the ones that stayed, Drew Aller, Cade Klubbnick included, they figured it'd be better for their careers to go now, get drafted, than get in a court. Because imagine if those guys had stayed in college another year. Imagine what the quarterback draft will look like next year. So I think they did right by going ahead and going out. I believe Cade Klubbnick is similar to Jackson Dart last year, who went in the first round. Cade Klubbnick is only down because he had a bad year. I was talking about Cade Klubbnick going into this season before they had a bad season at Clemson. He underperformed. The guy was the best quarterback in the country coming out of high school, his high school class. He's from Westlake, Texas High School. Shout out Drew Brees, Nick Foles. Some quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks have attended that high school. He's like I said, was the best quarterback coming out of his high school class. One of the Elite 11, I believe won the MVP there. Let's read about him real quick. Compact, quick trigger release that gets the ball out in a hurry with the ability to vary arm slots and with maintain while maintaining accuracy on rhythm throws across the short and intermediate levels. Exceptional touch on deep balls, particularly on post and seam routes, where he drops the football over defenders with the high arc and gives the receivers every chance to run under it. As I said already, next in line of Austin Westlake QBs, Drew Brees, Nick Foles, Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger was a quarterback at the University of Texas. I'm sure that's how that got in this slide. Nobody cares about Sam Ehlinger, but Mod made these great slides. He had to slide his Texas Longhorn in here. Picture Sam Ehlinger. So those of you who don't know him, we got a picture of him right here so you can see him. Finishing on Cade Klubbnick, schematically fits best in the system that leans heavily on play action, what the Steelers and Mike McCarthy want to do. Boots and RPO to simplify his reads and get him throwing on the move to his right, where his accuracy is at he's best at when he's going to his right. But yeah, so I've been a big fan of Cade Klubbnick since he was a sophomore. I believe he was a 2-3 year starter maybe. He played the end of his freshman year, then he started for 2 years. So, he's played at Clemson, played in Dabo Swinney. Again, was the best quarterback coming out of his high school class. I just like the talent and upside, right? I get why people like Drew Aller. Drew Aller, I believe, was a 3-star prospect coming out of, did he come out of Bedford? It's up by Cleveland, Ohio. He's an Ohio kid. So I'm picking a Texas kid over Ohio kid. I never would do that unless it was real, right? So it's real. Really like him a lot. Garrett Nussmeier, who Big G talked about, don't like him. I would take any quarterback in the draft over drafting Ty Simpson in the first and Garrett Nussmeier in the third. I think those guys are kind of the same. I mean, Nussmeier was projected to be higher than Simpson. He just had a bad season also. But I've seen Nussmeier have happy feet with little mobility, some mobility, but little mobility. Cade Klubbnick, to me, has a stronger arm, is a bigger threat. Like I said, when you think rookie quarterback, see what you saw with Jackson Dart last year. A lot of swagger, a lot of moxie, a lot of things that Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, could develop, right? So if you can get him in the 4th round, bring him in to compete with Will Howard, even if Aaron Rodgers comes back, he's worth a 4th round dart throw, Cade Klubbnick. Let him get rid of Mason Rudolph. Let Cade Klubbnick and Will Howard compete against each other next year. And then going into 2027, if you have one of your 2 quarterbacks after Aaron Rodgers retires, right? If Aaron Rodgers even comes back. So, check that box. I think the Steelers' offensive woes could be not fixed immediately. With Tyson, that's a plug-and-play quick fix for what we need a receiver. And from a development standpoint, I think you're getting one of the best quarterbacks in the draft behind what we saw to Fernando Mendoza in Cade Klubbnick. I mean, he's better than Ty Simpson, better than Allen, better than us. I have him ranked as number 2 quarterback myself personally. Now, there's some bias now because I've been on the Cade Klubbnick train for a minute. But let me pull up some of his stats real quick, and I'll go ahead and get out of here for you guys. And some of his accolades, right? Cade Klubbnick, for his career accolades, he was the ACC Championship Game MVP 2 times. In high school, the 2-time USA Today Offensive Player of the Year in 20 and 21, and was the Player of the Game in the U.S. Army. Played in the U.S. Army. What's the name of that bowl? The High School All-American game. The Army High School All-American game. He was Player of the Game in that game. Great pedigree, 6'2", 200, strong arm. Again, early comparisons, Jackson Dart. We definitely could get what Denver Broncos are getting out of Bo Nix early. we could get something like that in like a year or two, especially if Aaron Rodgers comes back. If you just bring in a guy and have Klubbnick, Will Howard, and that guy compete, unless it's somebody you spend a lot of money on, like Malik Willis, then you see what it looks like. So, huge fan of Cade Klubbnick. Definitely huge fan of Jordyn Tyson. Like I said, check that box. Let's get those guys with a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick. And I'm not saying everything's fixed, but it's looking a lot better in Pittsburgh for the Steelers. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button as I already indicated. Follow, subscribe, hit the like button, get a membership. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tapping into all of our different stuff. We're up past 1,500 subscribers now. Trying to go. Tell a friend and tell a friend, like the podcast. Take your kid's phone. Like it on that. We're not saying or doing nothing bad. Tell them to like it. Tell their friends, because we want to just grow this channel for all you guys and us too. Certainly appreciate you. For the No More NFL Draft Prospects portion of the KnoItAllz podcast, I'm your boy Tate. Was here talking about Jordyn Tyson and Cade Klubbnick, and I'm out.